Hey, what's going on, guys? Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Hope all is well. Fighting a bit of a cold at the moment, so appreciate your patience. Let's get right into it. So be sure to stick around, and we're going to be talking about XRP scalability, meaning the throughput that it can push through its network of how many transactions per second it can actually process. So right here on Ripple's website, ripple.com/XRP, for those of you that don't know if you're a newcomer, XRP consistently handles 1,500 transactions per second, 24/7. What's important and noted here is this, and it can scale to handle the same throughput as Visa. Source, 65,000 plus transactions per second as of July 15th, 2019. Yes, I'm aware of payment channels and all of these other assets. Just wanted to share that. Notice distributed network of 150 plus validators globally, including MIT. So we're going to touch on them briefly. Notice XRP right here compared to ETH, which is 15 TPS, and Bitcoin, even 3 to 6 TPS, maybe 10 on a good day. So right here, Alex J woke up. Great page for Algorand if you are a fan of the asset. Algorand connected directly to the Federal Reserve. There are additional connections that go much deeper than this, but just to see another employee, Pablo Azar was the chief economist for Algorand last year. Now he's the financial economist for the Fed Bank of New York. PhD at MIT, of course. Do I have your attention? So if you want to read a little bit more about that, feel free to do so. MIT running an XRP validator. Next, I saw Martin Volk sharing this with me, so thank you, sir. Coinbase and Circle add Algorand blockchain to fast-growing digital dollar stablecoin market. Notice, what's important here, basically talking about ETH, all of the congestion and fees that have occurred, showing that basically hundreds of thousands of projects running on the Ethereum blockchain that are ERC20 tokens are basically really showing some inherent flaws for the network due to scalability and fees. So it is basically showing it's giving other assets and other blockchains and other networks a chance to shine overall. Specifically, this is great for Algorand. This is great for XRP, specifically with Flare networks, basically being able to essentially do everything that Ethereum does and better without the network congestion, and specifically being 1,000 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So you tell me, when it comes down to cold hard math, what businesses, institutions, and groups for real world adoption are going to choose for payments? Notice, so basically they ask Jeremy Allaire his question and thoughts on Ethereum versus Algorand for the USDC token to run on. And notice that it will matter to the consumer. Allaire responded, Algorand brings over 1,000 TPS and transaction fees of 1/20th of a cent to the USDC ecosystem. Sounds a little bit better than ERC20. Notice Algorand offers the potential of scaling throughput by 8 to 10x on layer 1, and right here, Ethereum supports 15 transactions per second. Algorand enables over 1,000 transactions per second, with work underway to increase that tenfold in the coming months. What are they going to choose? Algorand, in my opinion, is going to be another network, the Algorand Foundation, referring to the asset Algo, to basically get a nice piece of this pie. Just as we see SBI, R3, and Ripple embed together somewhat if you want to draw those connections, I see the same thing for Algorand Foundation, Coinbase, and Circle. Just wanted to share that. Next, I wanted to point out Dilip Rao, formerly at Ripple and retired, has joined as a member of the advisory board of FlashFX. As we know, FlashFX is a known Ripple partner, utilizing the company's payment solutions for several years. Listen to this video clip shared by Lord XRP talking about Ripple's adoption in the APAC and MENA regions. APAC, Asian Pacific, MENA, Middle East, Northern Africa.
I'll tell you that when I was running for Ripple for the last 3 years, the APAC MENA business, and MENA has been the fastest adopter of technology from Ripple to date. So
specifically with MENA, we will be talking about Kuwait in just one moment.
We have signed banks in Saudi Arabia, in the UAE.
UAE, remember the fees that Naveen Gupta was speaking of for remittance, absolutely absurd, anywhere from 9 to 14%.
In Oman, possibly in Kuwait shortly. So the appetite for embracing Ripple's DLT technology for cross-border payments, enormous interest. So the enthusiasm of the regulator, the central banks, to also encourage the use of Ripple technology to build new infrastructure for payment rails, not just within the country, but across the GCC, I think augurs really, really well for the adoption of the latest technology in this region.
So looking for innovators at the central bank level to push further adoption for the infrastructure of Ripple to be utilized. Roth Economist sharing this. If you want to read through this briefly, I did retweet it. National Bank of Kuwait details their Ripple use and strategy in the sustainability report. This was from 2019. They did re-upload it for 2020 in August. The remittance app is named National Bank of Kuwait Direct Remit, or NBK Direct Remit, connecting the various Ripple-enabled banks, including NBK and non-NBK networks. Notice the countries in this list expanding their sites in Jordan first, then Egypt, with an eye towards India. Remember what Ashish Birla of Ripple has said regarding 50% of the pipeline there. Egypt, Lebanon, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Bangladesh, and more. They describe Ripple as a method of sending instantly in real time across international borders in local and foreign currency and to beneficiaries with local banks or with banks in local currency through automated clearinghouse. Clearinghouse is the interesting word out there. What I like that Roth Economist points out is this is rather ambiguous. You don't want to draw too many conclusions. Just like back in the day, Chris Larsen, executive chairman of Ripple, almost refers to Ripple as just the entire process, not just the company name. Similarly with IOP, with RippleNet, enhanced messaging, really just that bridge overall. So keep that in mind when they do sometimes use Ripple as this word. Next, as we know, Dunbridge Financial partners with Currency Cloud, which is another RippleNet partner for foreign exchange and international payments. Notice this was specifically a Toronto-based company. We've seen other bodies as well in London, I believe, have partnered with Currency Cloud. B2B embedded cross-border solutions sounds like the perfect partner for Ripple. Notice customers the opportunity to hold more than 30 currencies as well as make and receive payments from more than 180 countries. Sounds like the perfect addition to this use case. Notice the foreign exchange market as well. Improved foreign exchange rate transparency. Technology will empower Dunbridge customers to operate their global receipts and payables more efficiently. Capital efficiency, that's all we can ask for. So I am Legion sharing a great thread with Ripple, Currency Cloud, and additional partners and backgrounds. So as we can see, Currency Cloud to process cross-border payments on RippleNet. This was, I believe, 2 or 3 months ago. Notice, global leader in providing embedded B2B cross-border payments for platforms of the future, today announced a partnership with Ripple, the enterprise blockchain solution for global payments. Globalization is the opportunity for businesses of all sizes around the world. Globalization, keyword that Chris Larsen uses, but traditional banking continues to favor large corporations at the expense of SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Currency Cloud, RippleNet partner now, is reimagining the way money flows around the world, and as businesses face a global crisis, the need to move money more efficiently around the world becomes ever more important. They almost sound like they have the exact same talk tracks. Notice Visa, SBI, Siam Commercial Bank, which is one of the biggest RippleNet banks as well, biggest banks in Thailand. Dwala is part of the Open Payments Coalition. People did not believe that Ripple and Dwala were working together. As we know, the researchers in this great community do dive deep, and typically 2 years after, we are surprised to know that they were right all along. Visa joins 80 million Currency Cloud funding round. We can see Visa, BNP Paribas, Siam Commercial Bank, and I believe also the World Bank was involved. Yeah, so right here, Currency Cloud, World Bank, notice World Bank, and more cross-border payment APIs. World Bank, I believe the World Bank Group in, 2018 praised XRapid of Ripple and calling it innovative technology. Just so you know, XRapid is now today ODL, which specifically is the software that utilizes XRP. That's a pretty big statement to get. Next, Currency Cloud, direct ties as well to Swift GPI. No surprise, this is all about renovating and innovating and basically improving the cross-border payments directly. Notice they can even pass their service forward onwards. We can also see TransferGo as well, and also pointed right down here. So Swift GPI merely just X-Current. They are connecting to everything. It is, just like King Solomon says, future-proofing. Basically, everything is going to win on a level playing field. If you are unsure about XRP, I'm not here to reassure you. I already have my confidence in this asset class. I've already seen all I need to see. I'm expecting all kinds of FUD. I'm expecting crazy price swings, as always, until we finally take off once and for all. If you personally are not willing to hold, or you can't handle that, or you're overinvested with money that you can't afford to lose, you probably shouldn't be in the space. And I say that with complete empathy, complete caring and consideration, but the future of this asset class is quite clear to me. TransferGo also connecting with Currency Cloud to enter 14 new markets. We can see market share is well over, hundreds of billions. TransferGo is one of the world's fastest growing money transfer companies. Some say it's a competitor to Ripple, but notice they're also integrated, and it seems that everyone will have a variety of options of interoperability across the board, period. Singapore. Notice, FinTech Hotbed. TransSwap launches global borderless virtual accounts with support of Currency Cloud. We can talk about this on and on and on. Also, Siam Commercial Bank. Just a super basic example for any newcomers. I'm going to play like 20 seconds, so don't be upset if I'm playing a video clip. Notice, Siam Commercial Bank drives innovation and customer growth with help from Ripple. Listen to the existing ecosystem today in parts of these countries, specifically here in Asia.
With our branch, they need to fill in lots of forms. They need to wait probably 3 to 5 days in order for their friends and family to receive the money. And they have no clarity at all whether they already received the money or not. With RippleNet, we can offer a real-time money transfer to those countries. We will have full clarity once the beneficiary already received the money. It will be a notification through their mobile app.
It's funny that we see this as groundbreaking technology, whereas we should have had this 10 years ago. It's been 40 years since we've really revamped any of this financial system. To me, when it does happen, it's going to happen faster than we think, just like Christine Lagarde said regarding economics. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf, just briefly touching on this. Bank of Portugal takes over cryptocurrency supervision. We're going to have these central banks taking over, hopefully, fingers crossed, pushing for regulatory clarity and insight. Next, Ripple partner ACI joins forces with major Indian bank. Keep in mind, ACI processes $14 trillion per day. Notice another RippleNet partner, Currency Cloud, has inked a partnership with Canada-based Dunbridge Financial, headquartered in Toronto. 200 countries, 30 fiat currencies from e-wallets. We'll also talk about the wallets. Obviously, you guys have seen that document as well. Also right here, in other news with Asimo, RippleNet partner that utilizes XRP two-day and payment flows, has also partnered with Alipay, one of the world's biggest mobile networks out of China, wiring funds to China in RMB. And I'm literally going to be rolling my eyes at people that think this is FUD. RippleNet partner that utilizes XRP is teaming up with Alipay. We've already talked about connections with Alipay. There's FUD with Standard Chartered, which is an early investor of Ripple that is teaming up with other groups such as Alipay as well. If you guys do not see the future success of XRP even getting a portion of the market, which it will be exponential and there's additional multiplier effects, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's clear as day, and it is simply a matter of time, period. And to finish things up here, shared by Martin Volk again. I know many of you have already seen this, was a little late to the party to present this, but just to clarify. So, as we can see on congress.gov in this bill, actually, we can Control F and just look for mandate, typically the third one down right here, B. In general, all Federal Reserve banks shall not later than January 1st, 2021, so we have a deadline, 2021, make digital wallets available to all residents and citizens of the U.S. and to businesses domiciled in the U.S. Across the board, we see Bank of America and many other banks that are related to the clearinghouse and the real-time payments platform here in the U.S. to improve domestic payments, all talking about digital wallets. We see cloud banking becoming bigger than ever. We see blockchain funding. We see the markets flowing. We see crazy uncertainty within the US dollar, as well as it is simply threatened as the reserve status after roughly 100 years. What do you think, and where do you think this future is going? We talked about in the beginning of this video, specifically the UAE, APEC regions, MENA regions. We are well aware that there's conservatively 3 billion people included in both the unbanked altogether and the underbanked populations. That is not only opportunity, that is mere demand for assistance now. So you tell me which protocols, which networks, which assets are going to serve to bring us towards this new transfer of wealth. It's not even just that, that's just kind of a repercussion. What assets are going to serve to solve the future problems of not only the economy, but the global financial system? Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next video.